Hello everyone. One of the worst things about investing in most NFT projects is how little information there is about them and how inaccessible the founders are. So with Pledger, we're making sure there's plenty of information available so you can make informed decisions about whether you want to invest in this business or not. Now, of course, like anything else here on Pledger, please bear in mind that these are interviews where we are trying to present a truthful picture of Oratis, but we also want to present them in a good light. So while I ask similar questions to what an investor might ask, I certainly didn't push Eileen and Rana, the founders of Oratis, as hard as some investors might. So therefore, it's important to remember that this is just one perspective and to make up your own mind using this as just one more data point. With this preamble out of the way, what can you expect in these interviews? Well, first of all, of course, ask them about what they're trying to build and why they care.
We want to make a counter movement against superficiality, short dating phases, and self-isolation.
With these questions, you can get a sense of their excitement, their passion, and what this project means to them.
I can't wait to share this with others, and I'm sure this will help others as well.
Of course, I dig into who the founders and the team are at Oratis, giving them space to explain their background. I think it's always helpful to know where someone is coming from to gain a better understanding of where they might go.
I did a specialization in economics and business and did my high school diploma also with this specialization and decided to study business law.
And where the business is coming from also matters. Here we are not just investing in a hope and dream of hype, but in an actual business which already has some trading history. For example,
we raised an early stage investment. We got this investment during the pandemic years, all by deal flow pitch online. They got very impressed from our business approach and what we have done so far in such a short period.
There's a lot more detail than this, of course. And when asking about some critical numbers, like how many users they need in a country to be able to function as a dating site there. Thanks to this more leisurely interview format, we get a chance to have some nuance in the answers.
Country is split it in regions.
Are you saying some countries are more sociable than others?
Yes, 30 or maybe in other Austria, it can be hard to find someone else, and that's why it's important to have enough users.
One thing I always find annoying about NFT project pitches is they rarely address their failure modes. What happens if things don't work out? How will we know? How will you behave as founders? Now, naturally, while pitching, entrepreneurs will tend to focus on the positives. But given how common slow and fast drugs are in the NFT world, I thought it was important to get a sense of how the founders of Oratis perceive the possibility of not succeeding, and what their priorities would be if things didn't work out.
Of our community, because to use it, but we have to pay specific services and bills to virtual date community app. So this would be a failure for our site that we cannot cover.
So then if there was not to cover the costs, basically. Personally, I liked that their focus was on their users first. That should always be the first priority. We also talked about some of the things that the business has been through, like its seed funding round.
We have raised the early stage investment about 75,000 euro. This helped us to build our MVP and launch our app last year in the summer. Besides that, we also participated successfully at a startup TV program, which is similar like Shark Tank. In Austria, it's called 2 Minutes to Millions.
And also the Accelerator programs has been through.
We participate at several Accelerator programs. We also got Startup League certificated. We applied this year for other amazing Accelerator programs where they help to scale up the business, and there we get also mentors.
Of course, no startup pitch Q&A would be complete without questions about things like TAM, that's the total addressable market.
So the market forecast in dating is around $15 billion worldwide until 2030. And for the spiritual services, especially astrology, the market forecast is around $40 billion worldwide. We combine both together.
Or LTV, the lifetime value of customers.
The lifetime value for common dating apps is around 5 to 6 months, and we are more than a dating app. So for us, the lifetime value is 5 years. If we calculated $150 per user for 5 years, it would make $750. $100 for annual subscription, and let's say $50 for at least one offline event.
Both those and other numbers present in this interview and in other parts of the Pledger campaign page for Oratis are important questions to ask to evaluate the prospects of a business and how it might differ from other businesses in the same space. Finally, the last section of the interview is about the dream, the things that the team aspires to achieve in the world. And here there was a lovely story to finish about the Turkish artist who has created the art for these NFTs.
When we told him that we will start this NFT funding campaign, he got excited, but he got also a little bit nervous because he haven't drawn since 5 years.
I thought this was a delightfully positive story to finish with. An artist who had stopped creating art for 5 years, resigned to life as an illustrator, inspired by NFTs to pick up his pencils and start creating again. And on this note, I hope you enjoy these in-depth interviews and they help you to make up your mind. And don't forget to hop in the Discord if you have any further questions. GM and good luck.